Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Liam Paro is back. He forces Jonathan Navarro out after 5 rounds with what looked like a busted nose. Navarro's corner pulled him out between rounds. He also had a cut. I think it was on the scalp or the forehead maybe. It looked like the scalp, around the edge of the scalp there, which some say was from a head clash. That was in the first round, but I don't know. I thought it might be a punch, but I don't know. I've only watched the fight once, so if I look back, maybe I'll be able to tell. But yeah, Paro moves to 26 wins with just the one defeat, which was in his last fight. That's when he lost his IBF super lightweight title on a split decision to Richardson Hitchens. I thought it should have been unanimous, but Hitchens won that fight. But he's got 16 KOs now out of 26 wins, Paro. 29-year-old Australian. I think he hits harder than his record suggests because he doesn't rely on his power. He kind of dissects the opponents, and he very much dissected Jonathan Navarro. He's a southpaw, Paro. And Navarro had, moderate, I don't know if success is the word, but it was competitive for the first couple of rounds. But Navarro didn't seem to like the southpaw stance he was looking at. And once Paro found his rhythm and then began to control the range, Navarro became a bit of a sucker for the backhand left. And Paro, like I say, is crafty fighter with a bit more pop than you might predict. He was landing that southpaw jab very well, but the backhand, the left hand, lots of left crosses. A few of them landed flush on Navarro's face. This was by the third round. Fourth round was pretty much the same. I mean, he really was beginning to go through the gears, Paro. I like him a lot. I think he's a very intelligent fighter. And Navarro just didn't have enough of anything really to keep Paro off. Like I say, the southpaw stance seemed to bother him. Paro did come in with 18 wins, 9 KOs, and he had 1 defeat. And the defeat was actually in his last fight. He lost to a guy called Valtierra. I don't remember the guy's first name. Jay, something like that. Valtierra. I'd never heard of the guy. That was over in Ireland. And he lost a 10-round points decision. Funny that he should turn up in Ireland because the guy's from California. But anyway, so that's 2 losses on the bounce for Navarro. Navarro is, I think he's 28 years old, it said when I looked at BoxRec. Orthodox fighter, and he may have found his level, as a sort of C plus B minus guy. But this was a decent comeback win for Paro, who, if you think back to, mid-2024, I mean, it's about a year ago, the way he diffused the bomb that is Subriel Matias over in Puerto Rico, deserved unanimous decision, and arguably the upset of the year. He boxed absolutely beautifully. I mean, up close in the pocket, lots of very intelligent little half steps and semicircles and falling in when he needed to. A real bomb disposal expert routine from Paro against Matias. And you can argue that Matias, well, he's one-dimensional. It's all power and wallop and everything. But look at the form he was in. It was amazing. And don't forget, I mean, Matias, I think he's had a couple of fights since then. He's still got 100% KO record. And he was forcing people to quit, just, randomly quit all over the place. Retire on their stools. I think there was about 4 or 5 occasions in a row where he forced the opponent to quit. Well, this time it was Paro forcing his opponent to quit. I wonder if perhaps a Matias-Paro rematch would generate some money, maybe in Australia. I don't know. Paro went to Puerto Rico to win the belt, lost it to Richardson Hitchens, but it shows you how good Richardson Hitchens is to beat Paro. I'd thought it should have been unanimous, even though it was just a split decision. But and if you look back at Paro's other resume, he stopped Montana Love in 6 when Montana Love had something left. He blasted out Brock Jarvis in a round. That was a real coming out party for him. All-Aussie affair. Jarvis is no great shakes, doesn't have a good chin, but to do him in a round when he was undefeated in 20, that was a big deal. So I like Paro a lot, but the one fight that perhaps they'll set him up for is, Paro versus George Kambosos Jr. I know people are saying, well, George is damaged goods and he's come to the end of his career and he was a one-hit wonder and all that, which is better than being a no-hit wonder. But Kambosos has never ducked anyone. Put Paro in with Kambosos, it would sell a few tickets in Australia, certainly. Eddie Hearn has, I think he's still working with George. And he works with Liam, so why not? Put them in together. I mean, this looks like it'll generate some money at this point in their respective careers. I have to say, I think Liam Paro would stop George probably, but I mean, we've had in Britain over here we've had a middleweight against a welterweight, Ben versus Eubank earlier in the year, which was an absolute barn burner. The rest of the world didn't care about it beforehand, but it sold out a stadium. I don't know whether George Kambosos versus Liam Paro would sell out a stadium, but I imagine it would be quite popular, even if the rest of the world is sort of indifferent to it. But yeah, Paro's good. Paro's got some life left in him. Don't be too surprised if he goes on and wins another belt. And yeah, tell me what you think. Did you see this fight? Of course, on a Wednesday, Australian time. I had to watch it when I came in from work. But certainly if you're an Australian fan, you might know a bit more about Liam Paro than I do. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Give me your opinions and leave them down below and I'll have a look at them. And thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the like button as well. I always appreciate your time. I always appreciate your support. I'll catch you later. Thanks very much. Bye for now.